What is going on, folks? Welcome to Shabby Modern Merfolk. I'm Millmaster. Before we get into this week's league, I'd just like to take a brief look at the modern event that took place this weekend. It was a Star City Games Open in Indianapolis. This is a deck list by Brian Spurlock. He top 32'd with Merfolk, so we're just going to take a brief look at it here. A fairly standard package up until we see Kira. So he is going with Kira and some extra removal. 20 land deck. He does have 2 Wanderwine hub. I guess that is still hedging against Choke and Boil, though I'm not sure how prevalent those 2 cards are over something like Blood Moon now. He's got a split of 3 Vapor Snag, 2 Dismember, so I would call this version, more heavily weighted towards dealing with creatures. There was a lot of, as to be expected, there was a lot of Death Shadow there, and there was a lot of Eldrazi as well, so I can see Vapor Snag, Dismember helping out. I definitely would like 5 if I was going to face a lot of Eldrazi. Other than that, there's a lot of interesting sideboard choices here. We do see a second Kira, 3 Hurkyl's Recall. I'm sort of a 4 or 0 fan, but I can understand the hedge there. 2 Chalice, a Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Spellskite also stand out. I can see that this sideboard setup being pretty good against something like, say, Infect. Only 1 Relic. I guess he's dropping one of the relics, going for Grafdigger's Cage. Overall, not too bad. I know there's been a big uptick in combo decks. I don't necessarily know if I like Spell Pierce, Dispel, Chalice, Spellskite as kind of your... Though I guess Grafdigger's Cage would help against... There was a Gifts Ungiven Storm deck I saw on camera when I had a chance to watch. I do appreciate Tidebinder Mage. I really don't like giving up those slots in the sideboard. So we're going to also take a look at, let's see here, Michael Bashir. This was the SCG Classic Indianapolis. I believe this is sort of like a side event. This deck list is a little bit more like what we are used to, right? We see 2 Vendilion Clique. We've got a sort of strange split at the instant spot where we have 1 Dismember, 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Vapor Snag. I'm not sure. I'm sort of more of a fan of where do you think the meta is going and make those slots focused on that. The Phantasmal Image, not completely sold on. I think I've been off that card for a while, but I can appreciate it. 20 lands, of course. I try to be a 19 land guy, so I always take a look out to see if anyone's having success with 19 lands. This sideboard is more closely akin to what we're used to in the list we've been running in the past few weeks. 4 Will, 4 Tech Edge, the 2 Relics. He's got 4 Hurkyl's Recall in there. If you're going to go with Hurkyl's Recall, I say play 4. So he was definitely ready for Affinity. I'm not really that big of a fan. I think that if that was gut shot, it might give you a little bit more game. It's less good against Affinity, but gives you play in some other matchups. And 1 Grafdigger's Cage. So that's a sideboard card that both these guys ran. Interested to know how that worked out. So let's see if we can get us a league match here. The deck we're playing right now is the deck that Nikachu suggested for this Star City Games event. It's 100% except for one card. I don't have a second Cavernous Souls, so rather than going with 19 lands, I just threw another random land in there. It was a Dark Slick Shores, actually. This is just an experiment, so I'm not saying this is what you should be playing, but if we knew we were getting another land, boy, this would be good, wouldn't it? I just don't see how we can keep it. Ooh. If this is a deck that Spreading Seas hurts, this seems like pretty solid here. We're going to keep our 6. Our opponent is also on 6. We're definitely going to put that on top. You know, if he does something like just fetch land go, our Spreading Seas are... Uh-oh, is this the mirror? Yes, it is. Oh, no. Oh, no. So now we just have to race. I wonder if he's going to try to not play islands. No, he... Yes, indeed. So there's our Cavernous Souls. This doesn't really do anything, but whatever. Do we want to offer a trade? He has 4 cards. Yeah, I think we're going to offer the trade. He doesn't want to trade. This is just such a scary matchup, especially with the hand we're looking at, right? Oh, that's a good one. Though, given our hand, it's not particularly powerful. Now, that is a good one. That will help out a lot. But can we really even afford to do anything right now? I mean, he's stuck on land. So the card that I fear is... All right, just put it on this island right here. All right, now that was a good draw. That was a very good draw. So now we're a little bit behind, but these 2 cards are going to help us catch up big time. I'm hoping that, I mean, even if he plays another Lord, okay, Silver Gill Adept with Reejerey, so he just needs that land, doesn't he? This is fine. Okay. So we have to be careful of his Curse Catcher. What happens if we use our Dismember on his master? We go down to 3. Then we're going to have to do a lot of blocking. This is such a precarious situation here. think we're really stuck here. Trying to work through exactly what our correct line is. So we'll go down to 3, and we'll definitely have to do a lot of blocking, right? We'll be dead to another lord. He may be holding up Lord of Atlantis in his hand. We'll have to see with the clique. So let's say we take this out, then he has a 1/1. He'll attack with 2 2/2s, which we'll have to block. If he gets his land for Regery, he won't have Island Walk, and then we'd have to block with our Lord. I think we just have to hope for another Lord, right? So we will just dismember now. And gonna come in for 1 here. We have to. Gotta get him low enough. I put the clique on him. Let's see what's up. Alright. Alright. So he got his island for the Regery. So we have to take that. We got Vile, Adept, Seize. So we're taking this. Hopefully we don't put him into another Lord, but it, you know, if it happens, it happens. This is such an explosive matchup that it's very hard to navigate. Right. This is what we planned for. So we're going to block once right here. Hopefully we didn't draw him a Vapor Snag. Terrible. Not another Spreading Seas. Well, this does turn on. That does not get it done. So now what happens? Is it better to play the Curse? I think we just have to play the Curse Catcher. So now it's just mandatory blocks, right? Block. Yeah. Okay, so he cast 1 Adept and a Vile. So he's got to have a Lord here. Looks like he got no Lord. Did have an island. Tricky situation here. Yeah, there's your Spreading Seas. I think we got this, boys and girls. Yeah, he comes with both of those. So then we block. Oh. We block here. We block here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Woo, man. It's a little early in the morning for some of this, right? Ugh. So now what is our sideboard plan? Everything's good. Spreading seas for more merfolk. That's sort of, I think, the only thing we can do here. I mean, those other two spreading seas, of course, you know, if they get a mutavault or something. Okay, there's our dark slick shores. So we know we're on the draw against the mirror, which I may be incentivized to do a little more aggressive mulliganing, because this just isn't going to cut it. Though we do not have any islands in this. We do not have any islands in this hand. We have two. You know, I'm going to keep this just strictly based on the strength of that, and let's see how it goes. He went to 5. Okay, I feel a little better. Not gonna play you. Hey, look, I can do it too. But look, I can dark slick. Oh, I think our opponent got mono screwed. No, he had to play an island. Ooh, okay. Do we know our opponent's behind. He's probably just going to play a 2-drop. What we could hope to do here is trade with that, trade the Adepts, then Curse Catch and Vial. And then we could stay without having to play any islands. We're going to try that. I'm assuming since he's behind, he wants to, and it seems bad. And he knows about this. Ah, man. So we're just one turn ahead here. He could still pop us with the spreading seas. All right. Depending on what he does here, Harbinger, well, that doesn't do anything. Look, here it comes. Maybe in case I missed it. All right, this is time to do math, right? So if we play Regery and Lord of Atlantis here, we hit him for 8. Yeah, there's just... Even though Lord of Atlantis helps him out, there is just nothing... I mean, there is Vapor Snag, but we've got a Curse Catcher, and it's still a 2-turn clock. Is this when we pull the trigger? Yeah. I think we're going to. What happened? Oh, wrong spell. So he's dead on board with what he has now. Yeah, he did have a spreading seed, so playing that island. He was Dobbs, Giggs, and all that. So I guess that was sort of fitting. We looked at what was happening with Merfolk deck this weekend. We queued with our Merfolk and we played the mirror. You definitely have to calculate and be very careful. The things to be aware of are, what were we going to draw into? And we had a dismember coming up. Interesting. The things to be aware of, I feel, in this matchup are obviously that Lord of Atlantis pumps up their Merfolk. You got to be aware of islands. Where that point is. As you saw right there, I didn't want to play that island. I had 2 non-island lands in my hand, and I got to that point where, he had missed a land drop. He had multiple vials in his hand, and so I just said, okay, screw it. The tipping point has been passed. But, if he had a couple of Merfolk, if he had like a Curse Catcher, if he didn't block with that Silvergill and just had Silvergill and Harbinger, I might have played a little more conservatively there. So, you guys like what you see? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Obviously, if you know about my channel, most of me recording these videos is so I can improve as a player. I can catch my mistakes. I can advance in deck building and stuff like that, but might as well post them on YouTube, right? So any feedback that you guys could give me, it's much appreciated. So tell your mom, tell your brother, your daughter, your wife, your girlfriend, your dog, and your cat. I will see y'all in the next video.